it burn.
All right. Saludos, saludos.
She love her some mushroom.
C squared.
Oh yeah, no, this is not a political podcast.
Not at all. Are we starting now?
Whenever you say go.
Okay, go. Hey, what's up? I'm Joe Vargas. As always, Adam. Fuck, I fucked up. Alexander.
Yo. Is it
Panfilo.
Alexandro?
Do you want to go Alexander? Fuck, you got me all confused. Adam, Panfilo, Alexander?
I got a good
Or you want
one.
to get the Panfilo out?
It's
Panfilo is a
Adamfilo.
blessing.
Adanfilo.
It's not Adanfilo.
Adanfilo is
It's
unique, though.
Adanfilo.
That's like a
You got to get that approved.
Oh, that just
from
hit me in the
Rogelio?
face.
Yep.
Okay.
You got to get Adanfilo, and I don't think he will. I be looking up Panfilo all the time.
Didn't hear what she said. She
What'd
hit
she
herself in the face with the microphone, dog.
Uh-huh.
And then Magdi and Duarte, the balance in our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Think so?
Yeah.
Keeps it from getting like really silly.
I'm in the middle, but she should be in the middle. She balances out.
Yeah, keeps it from getting
The
like,
middle. Is
When I can't
serious.
speak or lose a word, she'll say it for me.
Mm-hmm. And when I say stupid, she says stupid. When I
Yeah.
say something stupid, she says stupid. She's like, "Hey, you know that was stupid, right?"
Yep.
And I'll be like, "Yeah." Like we shouldn't let people get away with stupidity.
She doesn't
Adam?
let us.
No, I'm just saying.
Don't do it,
in
Adam.
general.
It's about to come out.
Are you about to fart?
Change. Nope. Change the subject.
No.
No.
To what? You change the subject. Like in a podcast, if you remove something, if you say we're not talking about that, you have to have something to talk about instead.
You told me to not. Okay. I'm trying to be positive, you know?
Oh.
I'm not trying to bring up old shit like what happened on Friday.
What happened on Friday?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, just put, yeah, just why? Yeah, that's awesome. Just put stuff on the podcast.
Well,
it's
You
great.
said stupidity. I was like, well, yeah.
I still love you, Adam. I don't care.
Whatever, man.
Anyways,
It's good.
so we're gonna. Are we talking?
Soft spot. It's a soft spot.
It's not a soft spot.
Hey,
It's
it's all
like this.
good.
It's like I made a mistake.
I didn't bring nothing up.
I know.
I did.
Yeah, but I mean,
Was I?
amongst us, it's fine. But come on.
We
On
didn't say
air?
anything. We didn't touch the
I know she
subject.
didn't say it, but she's still like, I could tell the
Yeah.
thing. Is like,
Yeah, I told you, stop it. Change the subject because it's coming out.
but that's not that's not even what.
See?
All right, let's talk about boxing now. that way you feel right now is the way how all these fans felt after the Beterbiev Bivol fight. How about that?
I saw. I don't agree with the whole call of robbery.
Me neither.
You know.
You watched it finally?
Yeah.
Did you watch it on
I watched
ESPN?
it. I watched it on YouTube. Like somebody posted it, so it was kind of. It wasn't distorted.
Choppy. It's choppy.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
So, but I saw a decent fight. Is Bivol more popular? Bivol?
Yeah. He is more recognized simply because he
You
fought
beat
Canelo.
Canelo, yeah.
Yeah,
So
he
there-
beat him. He didn't just fight him.
There it is. I mean, you got the DraftKings influence. You got everybody. Like when they lose, they lost, so they have to say something. Oh, I was right, but they were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that influenced a lot because when I heard it was a robbery and then I watched it and I was like, this isn't
robbery.
I was
dude.
like, this isn't that. This
People
is-
fucking love calling shit robbery nowadays. It's a fucking close fight that could have gone either way. It's not a fucking robbery. Everything's a fucking robbery nowadays.
When was the last boxing match that was like a clear robbery?
Fuck, I can't really
Well, there was
off
a
the top of
couple
my head. I
last
can't
year.
think. But for me, at least for me, a robbery is like straight up. Obviously, the other guy fucking won like by a landslide, and they gave it to the other guy.
You have that corner. This is what I think a robbery. This is how I see a robbery looks like. When that corner, the fighter, it's over. The fighter's got his head down. Then he hears his name. He's like, he's like, oh, they gave it to
the guy
me.
who's surprised, huh?
Yeah, the guy who's surprised is the robber.
Because there's like an unwritten, like people know when they're fighting each other, they know who won without even the scorecards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They know who won the fight, and that's why they're shocked. They're surprised when they announce the winner.
Yeah, and I forget, there was one fight in 2021. This kid from Florida won, and he got his ass beat the whole way. And he was like, he had that, it was that same situation. He had his head down, he waiting for that dude over there to get his hands lifted up. Then he got it was like, oh, I got it. It's stuff like that.
It's happened, and I can't remember any names right now, but I know it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you put biggest upsets or biggest robberies in a list of see what comes up.
True. I don't think it was a robbery.
But for me, just like people ask me what I thought. I mean, I picked Beterbiev to win, so I'm gonna defend him. But I thought he forced the fight. We don't have the luxury. We don't get to see what the referee sees and what the judges hear when the punches are being landed on the. The sound of those punches have an influence on the referees. They're sitting in front row.
Yes.
And you see the fight how it started. People started taking control and pressing forward, and then all of a sudden you see the end of the fight. Bivol, it seems like he's trying to survive. Mm-hmm. So that has to have a big influence on the officials when they're hearing the punches being landed and they're seeing him retreat.
Yep,
it persuades them to pick Beterbiev as the winner in the round.
There were a couple rounds too where Beterbiev would just put it on him towards the end of the round, and it's like you gotta. The end of the round, like it or not, to the human brain, that's like the last thing that, you're going to remember whatever was closest. You know what I'm saying? Also, the punch count, it wasn't like, yes, I guess you could say that Bivol was more accurate because he threw less, like I think 200-something less than Beterbiev. But they landed, it was only 4 punches of a difference landed. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like anything. It wasn't like, oh my God, he super outlanded him. There was a lot of close fucking swing rounds in there that could have gone either way. And for sure the back half, like towards like I guess the back quarter of the fight, that was Beterbiev, 100%. And I remember I was telling you, I was like, he's about to edge it out if he finishes this fight strong,
And he did.
And he did.
And I commend them for having I did not know it was a goddamn another Saudi Arabia fight. Mm-hmm. That's how I missed it, because I was like, oh, okay, let me I'll work, and then I'll go home at night, have a pizza, and watch the fight. And then I was at work, and then I just got an update. And I'm like, God, Saudi Arabia every time. So, yay, that Turkey is still getting his fights.
They're going to make a fucking rematch.
Then
that's be the next fight. The next fight is going to be a rematch for them.
I think that's, instead of saying robbery, call for a rematch.
Yeah.
That to me, that helps the sport retain its integrity. If you say, oh, it's a robbery, then you're kind of spitting on the sport. But if you say rematch, you're encouraging the sport's future.
The scorecards weren't like, there was one that was like 116, 112, whatever. But the other one was 115, 113, and then 114, 114. So it wasn't like that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a fucking robbery, dude. Mm-hmm. Just a fucking close fight. That's it.
It was just amazing how, like, as soon as the fight ended, the robberies messages started getting sent and tweeted and stuff like that.
It has an amateur fight on there.
Does it have an amateur fight on there? I'm looking at the list.
Yeah, it has right there. You just saw it.
Guess there's some, right? Like
that was an amateur fight.
Yeah,
88. Okay.
That was probably the biggest robbery.
Roy Jones.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but I've heard
and Floyd.
Of it. Yeah, him and Floyd.
Yeah. Oh yeah, USA boxing Floyd's, that was a big upset. And I wasn't present for any of these.
I don't think any of those were like De La Hoya and Sturm. You can, but the Barrera and Morales, those were so close, bro. Like those were close fights. Even the Triple G Canelo, those were really.
And that's what it's saying. It really. Yeah. So I pulled up a link on Talk Sport, and they're always like, well, it wasn't really a robbery, but, and that's how each one starts. Canelo over Triple G.
The Lomachenko Haney fight, a lot of people say was a fucking robbery, but it was a close fight too.
That was close too. But the highlight reel is off Triple G landing. I mean, Lomachenko landing whatever he wanted at will.
It's crazy. The highlight reel. They're biased.
Speaking of Haney, where are we on the his little lawsuit?
I thought they were trying to play the fucking media, but apparently I don't know.
It's true. No, it's true.
Apparently, you hear Golden Boy and Ryan Garcia.
That's one of those things you hear, and you're just like, oh, okay, that's a rumor that's gotten out of control. And then you're like, nope, he's actually suing the guy who beat him up in the ring.
And he's one of the what do you say? Not charges, but he's saying battery.
Yeah. Yes. Which is crazy because he took his money. So I mean, if you take the money, like he took $1.5 million or something
for the weight, and he took the payday,
and he took away the fucking the loss on his record.
Yeah.
What the fuck more do you want, dude?
I don't know, man. Like the integrity.
And he's suspended.
I saw a video of this random fan talking to Bill Haney, and he says, you know, your son's not we saw his loss, you know, and all he didn't lose that's already been erased. He's like, Bill, you can erase that shit all you want. He's like, that motherfucker got his ass handed to him. We all saw it on video, you know, and it's true. Like, people always know he got knocked the fuck, not knocked out, but he got
knocked out.
He got beat
up pretty bad,
pretty handily.
I think there were a couple times where they probably should have countered it.
Yeah, they actually hurt him more, but they let him keep going.
Yeah,
and that's that to me, dude. Just agree to a rematch.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, man? It all makes me admire Cotto more, because Cotto, he fought Margarito, and if you watch that fight, the first fight, Cotto had never swelled up like he swelled up. You know, his face was swollen. He basically just took a knee and he couldn't keep going. It was like I don't know what round it was. It was the end of the fight almost, and he gave up He just gave up. He was like, you never seen him battered so badly. Mm-hmm. And then the very next fight for Margarito, he gets caught putting on what's that chemical called that he was he was putting on these pads. He was putting this component, like a chemical that makes him harden.
Jeez.
Oh, like paper mache or something?
Yeah, I can't pronounce it. I'm not, but he got caught cheating. So right away, Margarito, bad. Cotto started saying, "You fucking cheated when you fought me. Give me a rematch."
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's like, to me, that's always the way to go.
He took the rematch and he beat him. You know, and I admire Cotto for doing that, for stepping up. You know, the guy used fucking basically bricks for his hands. Mm-hmm. And in the rematch, he couldn't do it again. They banned his coach for life. And he fought Cotto for the and Cotto stopped him.
Now, why they ban his coach and not him?
Because, their thing was that he said he didn't know what he was putting on his hands.
Oh, okay.
And they couldn't prove that he didn't know, but they can prove the coach knew.
Okay. All right.
But after that, there's divine karma, like justice. He got his eye broken by Pacquiao, and he had to retire from boxing. You know, like
Pacquiao fucked him up.
Yeah.
See?
And rearranged his face and shit.
And now it's like, so looking at Haney and doing this, where is his future in this sport?
I have no idea, man. I can't even understand why he would even want to sue a man for beating his ass. You know, I saw an interview. I sent it to Meg. I thought I sent it to you too.
His next fight, he gonna have a rape whistle.
What? I sent you the video. No, I sent it to both of you guys. For Andre Ward's interviewing him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Andre Ward doesn't let him get away with it. You know, like, dude, he had tested clean for 3. He tested clean after the fight, and he tested dirty for a very minimal after the fight. Mm-hmm. Come on now, like, that didn't benefit him. If he was cheating, it didn't benefit him.
And he was saying it's like it could have been. He's like, I think what he was trying to do is lose the weight really fast.
Cut weight.
Yeah, cut the weight.
I just think that he should have. Me personally, I think he should have just left it in the court of public opinion. You know, like, he already took the loss. You got to deal with the loss. You got to recover. You got to come back because of the sport. You're a good fighter. Well, this is another thing. He's not a clown per se. You know, he's not a bad boxer.
No.
So he needed to come back and do that. And now it's like, hey, Adam, you want to fight the guy who sued the last guy who beat him? Like, no.
But
I could just imagine the press conferences when he fights next time. Are you going to sue me, motherfucker?
Yeah, exactly.
He's just setting himself up, but he's setting himself up into a point where it's like he's only going to make money fighting Ryan, and the next fight he's going to fight is going to have to be Ryan, because he's never going to hear the end of it, man.
No.
You know?
Well, they're talking about him fighting Gervonta, but I don't think he can make 140 that easy no more.
He's not. I don't think that he. Well, you know,
Gervonta would.
I don't think he should fight Gervonta.
No.
That's like, a bad matchup.
That's like, you think you got beat by Ryan.
You know, Gervonta's getting a lot of flack for fighting Lamont Roach.
Lamont Roach.
Yeah.
I mean, but at the same time, like, who's he? Who? He was supposed to fight Shakur. I don't know what happened there.
Who did Lamont Roach? Remember I told you we were in Vegas and I wanted to watch him.
Hector Garcia.
Yeah, remember? Yeah. I told you I want to watch him fight.
Yeah.
He had sparred Brian Figueroa, and he gave Brian a hard sparring. Like, he's a small guy, but he's good. Mm-hmm. Lamont Roach.
Yeah, so people are like upset because Gervonta's fighting him, and isn't he a champ? Or was a champ? Yeah.
Is box? Are the fans too demanding? Boxing fans too demanding? You got close losses or robberies. Every fight.
They've always been demanding, but before you couldn't tell because you wouldn't read it. Now everybody has a platform. Everybody has a social media, but before you didn't have a platform.
Yeah, that's true.
So I want to sap the internet, dog.
I'm cool with it. Fans. I don't give a fuck.
Like every day, I'm just like
I'm ready to delete my shit.
Just delete it.
I don't use it anymore, but I just use it for communication.
Right.
That's the only reason I haven't gotten rid of it.
Yep. No, there's so many plus size. You know what I was thinking? Actually, the biggest plus size side.
Damn, dog, we're talking about your chicks or what?
No, don't do that.
He likes tortas.
Fat chicks need not apply.
All right, plus
size. The plus side of not having the internet, it occurred to me the other day. It's like you had to really think about what kind of music you wanted to listen to.
What do you mean?
Before everything was downloaded, you just had CDs and albums. It's like you literally like, what am I in the mood to listen to?
Oh.
And you go on a ride or whatever, you put in a CD. That CD was what you were going to listen to for the whole ride. Yeah. You had to you had to think. You had to be mindful of where your mind was right then, where you wanted it to be. And now, like the other day, I was driving around. I was like, "You've been listening to this same thing over and over for 4 hours." Like, oh yeah, music has just kind of become white noise. But if you take away the satellites, like Coach wants, we just got to go back just to CDs.
Yeah,
be healthier, dog.
Like if you had to go for a drive right now,
it would be.
What CD would you listen to?
I make my own CD because you can make them.
Make a mixtape.
Okay, mixtape is fair. A mixtape is
We're
fair.
Mixing tapes and CDs, dog.
Yeah, mixed CD, mixtape. That's fair.
But if you want to go back to the days when you couldn't mix them, so many choices, dog.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Like you had, and that's why all the pop artists of the 80s were so strong. Because like the same guy who had Michael Jackson's Thriller album also had Phil Collins' No Jacket Required. Also had Whitney Houston's album, Cyndi Lauper's. Like you had they had these whole stream, Philip Bailey, all these artists, and then they had to go, all right, I'm gonna listen to this one for the next hour of my life.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Right? It's like now it's like you want to listen to some music? Yeah.
Put that
play.
shit on shuffle. Yeah.
Oh, just telling Maggie a story about my growing up. One of my homeboys was going away to prison. And I had 5 days to go see him before he went to prison. And he had this song that he really liked. And that's why I was smiling when you were talking about music. And I didn't have that cassette. So I had to go to I don't remember, 10, 15 different friends to ask them to borrow the cassette. And one of them had it. So I got my Walkman. I went to the county jail because I was 17. My friend was 19. His name was Viper, Eden Cortez. Viper, my boy. He got 19 years in prison.
Dang.
Right? Don't ask me why.
I'm not.
And
I know the rules.
When I went to go see him in the county jail, I sat down and he came out through a little window, little hands on the window and shit. Now we're talking, and I'm like, "Hey boy, I'm gonna play you that song that I almost got a surprise for you." I told him, and I put the speaker of the headphone on the phone, and he got it, and I started playing. I told Maggie was right on it too. She's like, "You got to rewind it and fast forward."
Yeah.
Right to that spot. Yeah, right to that spot. And I pressed play, dog. That motherfucker, little eyes got watery, dog. I got watery because I wasn't going to see him for the next 15, 20 years, And we kept in touch as much as we could, but he got out, got his life together. But I was 17 at the time. I'm 47 now, so he did his time. But talking about music, I had to go to houses. It wasn't like I was downloading music, I had to go to fucking houses to borrow the cassette. It was
the boombox with the 2 players,
exactly.
The 2 cassette players. You can record off one.
Record it.
I've recorded songs off the radio.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do that.
That was the best. Well, you had to wait for the DJ, huh?
You'd wait for the DJ, or you'd wait to hear your song coming.
Yeah.
And then you'd just press play. And depending on how it ended, they mixed it at the end. You had to stop it at the right point, stuff like that. It was just so, and I just think that social media is shit, and I hate it. But our inability to just rank or affect music quality. That's why everybody sells a million albums.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, this new song is out by such and such, and everybody listens to that one song, and that just gets repeated. when you had to go to the store to get an album, hey, Beterbiev the Bellz, Hootie Mac. I remember. Wait, was that the name of the album? It was the second album Beterbiev the Bellz put out. I had to call my mom.
Poison?
It was after Poison.
Oh.
Poison. And I had to call my mom. I was like, Mom, can you stop and pick up this album for me on the way home from work? And like, but that's where music was back then. You made a decision. Now it's kind of I don't think it's a decision as much as it is a reflex.
Yeah, right.
You know, like now we just listen to music kind of because we have to. We need it. You know, so
it's too readily available. God damn it.
Absolutely. So, but I do have one album that I do keep on repeat, like just Monifa's Moods. Like Monifa was back when it was Monica, Brandy, another one named Black Songstresses, and her mood albums. Pink is I could play that straight through. I'll listen to it twice a week. It's
you have to shoot that over, man.
It's
that
a real good.
Yeah,
you know, you would like that album.
Yeah,
I'll shoot that to you. I'll shoot that to you. All right. But back to punk bitches suing guys that beat them up.
I ain't no punk bitch.
But no, it's like I mean, I say that with tongue in cheek, but seriously, like, how could this possibly go in Haney's favor?
I don't think it does.
Because all he's really doing is giving.
He should have been fought somebody, dude. He's not suspended. He should have just fucking fought somebody. Fuck it. Just get back. Yeah,
just move on.
Instead of, dilly-dallying.
Get 2 more fights in the length of this dude's suspension. Because one thing he's definitely done is given Ryan Garcia the opportunity to prove himself, to vindicate himself.
They're both being inactive now, so it's like he could have just stayed active and whatever. That's on him. Maybe we'll see that fight again down the line. It's gonna generate a lot of money. It's gonna generate a lot of attention, and it'll be good.
How would UFC handle this if it was like under like?
They would have kicked his ass out.
Both of them.
They would have suspended Ryan. He wouldn't have been able to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking.
But even for the small quantity, I think Dana White's more open to like figuring out that was a benefit.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, he wouldn't suspend him. I think
you might be right on that because the guys that they suspended is like full on steroids. Yeah. Or shit.
So
like
it's
EPO.
not just appearance. It's like okay, they give it critical thought and say okay, what was it? What does that do? Did that help?
John Jones too.
That was my whole subject about when I was talking about Beterbiev and Bivol.
Mm-hmm.
I said for the casual fan, Bivol lost because he was just moving and had his hands up in the air and then hugging when he could. And he threw a couple shots and he would wrap up. But Beterbiev was throwing the shots. And now Maggie makes a great point. I hate her for this. She said that we have to compete with the UFC, and I thought she was tripping, but she's right. What is it the UFC you see? You see knockouts or submissions, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, most of the fights are won that way. There is some decisions, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
But for you're in tune because you're going to see that knockout or that submission.
There is this one boxing league. I'm not sure if it's actually a promotion or whatever.
What, Team Combat League?
No, overtime boxing.
I don't know if I know about that.
So, I follow them. No real names follow them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we gotta talk about Whittaker. Did you guys see that?
I want to touch on that too. I told Maggie.
But on overtime boxing, I think it's called overtime boxing.
That sounds familiar. I just don't know what it is.
They, they're guys. It's a UFC style league. They fight. The purses are like 50, 100,000, 50 grand, 100,000, depending. Reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I didn't know until I saw it, if it's a draw, you gotta get back in the ring for one more match.
God.
Like there's no taking your gloves off. Like while you wait for the decision. It's like it's a draw. It's like all right, they gotta go in one more.
You know what though? Back to that how you're saying about the comparison to the UFC. Put it this way: this was actually the best matchup that you can make in light heavyweight. Taking that into account, do you think that the fight, I guess, lived up to the hype of what it was?
That is did it live up to the hype? That's a really good question.
I think it did. It's just people. That's what I'm saying. People compare the two sports. Like, if there would have been a knockout or a cut or somebody went down once, then do we have a decisive winner?
Right.
But I'm just watching it as a fan, as a coach.
Yeah.
I like Bivol. I could do that. But as a fighting fan, a boxing, I wouldn't call it enthusiast. I like Beterbiev forcing the fight.
Yeah.
Beterbiev wasn't designed with the fast twitch and the abilities that Bivol was. People were like, well, that's what he got schooled. No, he's not. He doesn't have those qualities.
Yeah.
He's gonna come after you, and he's mastering his abilities. And he came after him, and Bivol was rapping and hugging, touching him once in a while, then rapping and hugging. So as a fan, do I want to watch that? No.
Right.
I don't. I want to see a fucking fight.
I was watching the fight round by round, and I was like, I wouldn't say at the edge of my feet, but I was super in tune. I was in tune to the whole fucking fight. But I will say I was there in the middle rounds.
Were you in tune because Bivol was boxing his ears off, or were you in tune because Beterbiev was forcing the fight?
I was in tune because I was like, it's just a matter of time. Beterbiev is gonna.
So that's what kept. So that's why he deserves to win in my book.
Yeah.
He was pressing the fight. What if he would just sat in the middle of the ring?
We've seen that. We hate that.
He forced the fight, so he needs to get the decision. I don't care what you guys say.
Which one?
Get your own podcast and argue about it.
I tried to remember. You said Bivol was basic.
Yeah.
I said he's basic, like in the fact that he doesn't have power, speed, or abilities that jump
really
out
good.
at you.
Right.
Not that it's a bad thing. People
No.
you know.
But that's when I watched what I watched. I was like, okay, this definitely seems like a fighter who is
Classic European fucking style, dude. You know
San Antonio, Tim Duncan Spurs.
Exactly.
Boring. You know, it's like that.
He's just like fucking double jab, right hand,
hug,
you know, step back. Like that's all he was. And most of those shots, dude, were not splitting Beterbiev's guard or anything. And then you could tell that he was feeling the pressure, man. He was backtracking. By the fifth, I was like, this guy's looking like the tables are gonna turn at some point here, because he was looking a little gassed out, you know. So I don't know. That's why I thought, I was like, Beterbiev's gonna edge this fight out. If he fucking closes strong, he's gonna end up winning this fight by decision.
Okay. But that's how sad. Like, fuck, I love my sport, but sometimes it makes me mad. Beterbiev is 33. 40, and Bivol is 33. Why are they fighting right now for, man? They should have fought a long time ago.
Right.
That's what the UFC, I commend them, dog. They all fight each other young. These fights are happening with like Pacquiao, Mayweather. Like, come on, dog.
And earlier in their careers too.
Yeah.
You know, earlier in their careers, like that kid, the Mexican kid, the guy he fought was fucking good. He was fast and he's young. What they call him, lazy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. The other guy was fast, dude. Like he knocked him down, and the kid put on an exciting fight because he was about to get choked out for like the beginning of the first 5 minutes of the fucking fight. But he's a young kid. He's maybe like 23, 24 years old. I don't know. Early in his career.
So you're getting experience quick.
Getting thrown to the wolves.
Yeah, thrown to the wolves. That's
survive.
definitely it in UFC. And maybe boxing needs that. You know, it will definitely weed out
a lot of fighters.
Weed out the bad fighters because it's very saturated. You know,
Yeah.
It's a very saturated field right now. I pulled the Whittaker fight. Now, what do you guys think of that ending with him getting wheeled out of the?
He got wheeled out. Golly.
Well, they were saying that They were saying the coach said to stay down and act like you're hurt.
That's what I heard.
So if that's the case, Whittaker is like a highlight reel, like him clowning fighters and making fun of fighters when he's just out schooling them. You know, this time he had a real fighter in front of him, and the corner realized that, and the fight was slowly taking the difference. You know. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. It was definitely to the point where I was like, I watched it and I was like, okay, he's got a real boxing match in front of him. And then when he fell, I was like, he's not gonna get up. He doesn't want to get back into that ring.
Hell no.
You know, so maybe he sues the dude for assault.
You gotta call Haney for the lawyer.
Did he lose? I didn't even watch that fight.
I don't know how they decided it.
They made it a draw.
Oh, they made it a draw?
They went to the scorecard.
Yeah.
Because it was past the fifth round.
Okay,
They went to the scorecard. One referee had it. And it's funny because there wasn't even an even round. It was like, I don't know. But it said like the fifth round. So one judge had it 1 point for the other guy. One judge had it 1 point for Whittaker. And one judge had it a draw.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, so how can you have it a draw at an uneven number?
Dang. Yeah, that's sketch.
It is what it is. Hopefully Whittaker stops because he's fun to watch. That's that. Mm-hmm. You can't really watch him. Less boxing fans watch him as far as I know.
I think this was supposed to be his breakout fight. You know what I'm saying? And that didn't go so well.
So in the same situation as Haney, it's like, dude, you better recover and get back because this is a rematch. You know, proves your what weight does he fight at?
I don't even know.
68 or something.
I know nothing about him.
60 or 68.
Oh well,
so and that's tough.
Maybe more.
But there's a lot of fighters that
that's a tough.
So it's like
division.
You need to start fighting.
You need to figure your shit out.
Yeah, you need to start fighting people who people know because it's like whenever he fights, you're just like, oh, this is the guy.
That's that fine line you trot, man. You know what I mean? When you're building a fighter, it's like, I think that help build them, but there comes a point where you're hurting him by fucking matching him up with people who aren't that experienced. You got to level them up each time. Okay,
so where's the thin line? Coach and I were talking about, we touched on this briefly at the gym. Babying a fighter and bringing them up right. There's a thin line between protecting a fighter and making sure they get the experience they need. Mm-hmm. It's like, and I found it looks like possibly that Whittaker's being babied and overprotected. Mm-hmm. So how do you?
I think it's all in training, man. You gotta challenge them in sparring, challenge them in training. Those challenges, I believe that's where they start. That's
you do.
I think, man. I think there's a lot of. I don't know. I don't want to speak for anybody, but I have seen it.
Hold them accountable for their mistakes in the gym.
Hold them accountable.
Today we had a bad day at the gym with one of our fighters, and we fucking pulled him to the side, and I couldn't I didn't think I went off on him. I just told him the truth, and we can't be you. But that's what it requires for coaches to tell their fighter the truth.
You be honest with them. They don't look good, man.
Like for Whittaker doing that right now with fighters in his first 8 fights, if I was his team, I'd be like, look, bro, you look excellent, but you're giving people fuel. And when you fight a guy of high caliber, you're not going to be able to do that kind of shit. So start getting used to get ready for the high caliber guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Put that shit behind you. Yes, put that shit behind you. And bring it back in. I mean, go to a fight. Don't showboat. Don't do any of that. Don't hot dog.
Just go win
and just fight. And if you can sneak in a nice little shimmy, fine. But all of that,
you gotta stay in the fight the whole time.
Exactly.
Man. You gotta stay in the fight.
The fight before this, he does fight a lot. I will commend him on that. He does because he just had a fight like this summer where dude headbutted him. He tried to walk. I don't know. He was trying to walk dude back to his corner and dude just like.
But he's 27 years old and he only has 8 fights.
Okay.
He's a light heavyweight. So what's that? 175?
Maybe I just
175.
His exposure is so much that I didn't realize he only had 8 fights. So he's the boy band equivalent of boxing. Mm-hmm. That's it's like wow. Because at some point you're like, oh, Backstreet Boys only have 2 albums. I've seen them so much.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I pulled up OTX, which Overtime Boxing, and they do a couple different things. Smaller ring. Force, keep the fight.
That gets interesting.
I see some.
Even watching sparring in smaller rings, man, it's like there's not many places for you to go.
There's always, every fighter has that moment where it's like, you know what, I'm going to go over there.
Yeah.
If you want to come with me, fine. But we're taking a trip. So they have bonuses for knockouts.
I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm. I always assume.
The UFC does that.
But I always assumed that would be a thing. Yeah. But no, it's not. It's just one purse. Then they have a money round. So one thing boxing suffers from is a slow start and sometimes a slow finish. Mm-hmm. Almost always a slow start. So now what OTX does is the first and last round are money rounds. Mm-hmm. No matter who the winner is.
Yeah.
Whoever wins those rounds is getting a little extra dough.
That's cool.
And of course, like I said, the overtime round.
That's like if it ties.
If there is a draw on the judges' scorecards after the regularly scheduled rounds, there will be an additional winner-takes-all round. This allows the fighters to take their time, take their fate into their own hands, and go for the victory. What do you think about that?
That's crazy. I like the KO bonuses for sure. I think that should be.
And I I think OTX is on to something. You know, what do you think, Coach? Like you're kind of quiet on this. Are they stepping out of? Are they changing the game too much?
The fighter's hurt, and he finished the fight, and it went to a draw. But he fucking fought from the back and caught up almost, and he took some damage, and he's gonna go another round.
Okay,
it's like that extra mile in the Olympics, like.
That's why they stopped the whole 15 rounds.
Yeah, because people were dying.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can see that.
But that's I don't know, man. It's hard enough to fight, and I don't know. Maybe a stipulation of it's boring.
Yeah,
and make it go another round.
I like the KO bonus. I think that's that's
too.
Pretty cool. The smaller ring,
it makes fights kind of ugly because
yeah,
Jose and Javin sparred this weekend in a ring probably the size of this room.
Yeah,
and it was hard to see them because they couldn't create the space to catch the guys coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And even Javin said, "Man, those guys hit hard." But yeah, you're right. You can't go nowhere, dog. You're taking shots wherever they can, and they throw with everything. How many?
Yeah, those kids are going hard, man.
What do you think of the money round?
I like it.
The money round,
exciting. Yeah, it makes it exciting. I don't think the money round would mean much in the first round because that's when you fucking.
But that's why it's there. It's to.
I think performance bonuses too. You know what I mean?
That would be cool. Like fighter of the night.
Yeah. Fight of the night.
They used to do the thing in the amateur shows. I don't see it no more. I don't go to shows anymore. But they used to have best bout.
Yep.
For real?
That both fighters get the best fight. Win or lose, they get the best bout.
I think
team fighter.
Women's Boxing Network has a fight coming up. Has their first sanctioned night coming up.
That's Saquon, no?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that they have a fighter of the night. They have that.
They had best fight.
Best fight.
They had best team and best fighter.
They got to get a best walkout.
They don't put KO because it's amateur boxing and it's not there to hurt kids,
Yeah. And that's a thin line there. This is a tournament, and OTX is a 154 8-fighter single elimination tournament.
Interesting.
So it's got the elements.
So this is like
is that the one that the same league that
no, because that's
Daniel
TCL,
went?
Team Combat League.
Oh.
But they like travel and shit, and they go like region against region or something like that.
Seems like they're wearing bigger gloves too.
Yeah.
Where's this arena?
Tijuana.
Overtime.
It says find an ATL Atlanta. Yep.
Interesting.
So
I'll probably hear a little bit more about it.
I would like to see it grow. I would like to see it become a bigger thing just to see how the fans take to it.
Something different.
Yeah, but imagine the shift boxing would have to go through to get away from $10 million purses. What's this? The average big fight?
Big fights. Oh, it depends, man. Depends on how big you mean.
Boxing's been dealing with shit for years, bro. They ain't gonna hurt it. Like
I mean, can they
tough man contest, fucking all this fucking fucking bare knuckle boxing.
No, I'm just saying,
power slap.
Can boxing move
UFC,
from a $50 million purse down to a $2 million tournament?
Would you?
I think depending on where people's career is at,
I mean, evolution-wise, not just tell them, hey, we know we're going to start doing this. Like, just let the guys go out. But as you bring new guys in, you get them accustomed to smaller checks, and then eventually, I don't see that. I've never seen a deflation work. Deflation never works.
Boxers want to be rich, and they want to be world champions. If you tell them there's only $2 million in the purse for them, they're like,
That's exactly what I'm for.
Everybody wants a dream. Even if there's not guaranteed, they rather dream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that.
I guess it depends on what part of the world too. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Because a third world country, 2 million is like, fuck yeah, let's go. Beat my ass.
People are fighting for freaking visas, work visas. So it's like you have a lot of people doing different things.
Well,
for different
most
reasons.
of the third world countries that own the sanctioning bodies, like Puerto Rico and Mexico and all that, they're not gonna do that shit.
Really?
Yeah, they run boxing, so why would they go do that?
I think we're just trying to get it into a place where it's
maybe Africa. Those motherfuckers, I feel so bad for those guys. I know Africa's a continent. I understand though. Why they want to break down every fucking guy that messages me, dog? They all say African boxer, but people from Ghana, they'd be like, Coach, I come train for free, and I feel bad for them. First of all, it's hard enough to get kids fights, here from the U.S. there's no market for African fighters based out of the U.S. It's very hard, you know. It's and
who was the guy? Comey. He's Ghana.
Yeah, well, they're mostly all from Ghana, and I want to say there's something Nigeria, and that's pretty much it when it comes to African countries. Am I saying it right? African countries or no?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, African countries.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you have the South Africans, but they're all white and they get knocked out all the time. Not that many black brothers from South Africa.
Yeah, they are all white, huh?
Yeah.
South Africa
about that.
is
How do you feel about that, dog? Brother man.
South Africa.
Brother man, have you seen The Power of One?
No.
That's a beautiful movie. You've never seen it for reals?
What is it about? No.
It's about a camp. I don't know if you want to call it African refugees. And there's a couple white people there. They were there during the Hitler's days.
Oh, backpack.
Yeah. And they had a boxing in there, and they trained this white kid to beat the Africans. But he got his ass whooped all the time.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, which one is this?
The Power of One. It's a good movie. Watch it, guys.
Maybe. But if it's a boxing movie, I'm likely to.
It's about struggles in life. And Morgan Freeman's in it. I thought you knew it. I thought you would know it because he's your favorite actor.
No, he's not. You know that.
I thought you liked him.
Morgan Freeman?
You don't like him?
You don't like nobody.
That's the most magic of Magic Negro.
You hate all black people, dog. You're like
That's
the
not
worst.
a fair statement.
No,
My
it's pretty
favorite
fair.
actor is Don Cheadle. It's just whenever Morgan
He ain't
Freeman's
black. He acts white.
Don Cheadle?
Yeah, super white, dog.
Don Cheadle, War Machine. All right, that's your opinion.
Have you seen him in fucking what's that movie called? I can't remember the one. The Switch. Well, no, the one where they have like 8 different parts in it.
Oh yeah, fucking. Isn't it Babel?
No.
No, it's not Babel.
Traffic.
Traffic. You know what I was talking about.
Traffic.
He's the whitest
Traffic?
fucking black cop you ever seen in a movie.
Is it Traffic?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, okay.
I like them. Look, whenever Don Cheadle shows up, that's my dude. But
thinking
No,
whenever,
it wasn't Traffic. It wasn't
No,
Traffic.
it's not.
It's not Traffic, but
It's
he
the one with
Crash.
Michael Peña and the little girl Crash.
Crash.
Yeah, all those movies. Traffic.
He was watered down
I
on
forgot
that one.
Traffic was about
Babel's
drugs.
kind of like that too.
Babel,
It goes
Traffic.
like
Yeah,
different people.
Yeah, it's. But no, Don Cheadle is
Don
my
Cheadle's
guy.
white, dog.
Like I hate it. We went to see Swordfish. It was the movie where Halle Berry was going to
She
show
came
her
out naked?
breasts. Yeah, so everybody saw that, and I hated that movie.
Seen Hardball?
But no, it's Hardball.
No, it's not Hardball. It's Moneyball. What is it? No, it's not
Moneyball with Brad Pitt.
No. It's the one where she's with Monsters Ball.
Oh
With
no, I
fucking,
did not see that
Billy
movie.
Bob.
Nah.
I'm not gonna get graphic.
Yeah, no, yeah, she just nope. But that's my thing. Like with Morgan Freeman, every time he's in a movie, he's like he's a Magic Negro. He's like
Like in
helping,
Glory?
He's helping somebody. White.
He was God in Bruce Almighty.
Did you like him?
Did he help-
Did you like
did
him
he
in
help
Glory?
Bruce? I liked the movie Glory. It was a nice movie. It was a nice
No, not
story.
the movie. His character.
I didn't have a problem with it per se.
Okay, so that's
You
the
know?
only one you like.
I mean, I just like. I'm not rushing to see Morgan Freeman movies.
I love Morgan Freeman, dog.
That's great.
I
I'm
love
not
him in
saying you
Ted Part
shouldn't.
2, dog.
Yeah, he did show up in Ted Part 2.
Which was the one where he says the HNIC? What movie is
That's
that?
him.
That's it?
Lean on Me.
Lean on me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw Lean on Me.
You didn't like that one either, huh?
I did not like it. I saw.
They
it
used to
in
call me
theaters.
Crazy Joe. Now they call me Bat Joe.
Yeah, it was one of those Rudy movies where you find out a lot of it wasn't as true as. Yeah, it's Hollywood's fucked up place, man.
Well, it has to keep you entertained, dog. Not everything's
Say
real.
it again. Hey, did you hear? Benavidez is gonna fight Morel. I think it's a good fight.
You don't know about the monster, dog.
You
You
know
don't
about
like
the
the monster.
Mexican monster?
Is that Morel?
No.
No,
Wait,
it's David Benavidez.
Benavidez? Have I seen him fight yet?
Yeah, you have.
Talking about lawsuits, remember he got sued by what's his name?
Oh yeah, your boy.
Who got sued? What?
That's true.
Fuck, what's his name, dog?
Yeah, Casares.
Mario Casares
yeah.
sued David Morrell.
Yeah.
David Morrell for all kinds of shit, dog. I don't think he
Junior.
won.
Who did David Morel last fight? He just fought
He
recently.
just fought against the Russian guy
that's some
that I
Russian
picked
guy.
to win, but the Russian guy lost.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What,
But-
on whose card was that? Was that the same card as Ruiz was on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. David Morel. Okay, I remember David Morel.
Well,
He's
he's
gonna fight.
He's
Yeah.
fighting Benavidez.
He's
Is
gonna
it?
fight Benavidez.
No, I don't know if it's at 175 or 168.
Either way, that's.
I think he's gonna
get hurt.
lose, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I
Yeah.
think Benavidez has more in his arsenal. than-
More experience at that
Yeah.
level.
And I didn't
Morel.
see anything special with Morel.
Unless he polishes up And maybe he filled out a little. If they're probably gonna do 175. I don't think Benavidez coming down to 168 unless he fights Canelo. I think that's it.
Well, that's gonna be I will watch that. I will watch that fight.
I think David's gonna go for 175 undisputed and
go after Beterbiev.
And I think that's. I don't know. It's enticing. I'd like to watch it.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Two monsters going at it.
Yeah, I'd like to watch that. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's a train wreck right
so
there.
when is the Beterbiev? Benavidez. Benavidez.
I believe that's either in November or December, one of the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got Tank.
I think
fighting.
It's going to be on the same card as Tank, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
I don't see Morel as a headliner.
He was on his way, but that performance he had last,
Nah.
Exactly.
But he will.
he's on his way. I didn't say he was there, but
But with Benavidez,
He with Benavidez, yeah.
yeah,
He's there.
Benavidez is a headliner.
Just because, yeah.
So co-headliner probably.
yeah, with
I think he'll probably be the
Co-headliner of the
I
Tank fight.
think Tank should be the main event.
either or, one of the two. They've already been on each other's card, and from what I understand, neither of them gives a fuck if they're co or main.
Yeah, that's what I like about them.
And I'm just gonna pay so much attention to make sure this fight, make sure I don't miss it because it's in Saudi Arabia. Do we know where it is?
No, that won't be in Saudi Arabia.
It's not
Okay,
Saudi.
it's
It's
not-
PBC.
Tank ain't submissive like that, dog.
Nah, yeah, that's true.
Tank and Canelo are my two heroes, not bowing to money.
Yeah,
And you
Your
know what?
Excellency.
I think that's why he's not struggles, but I think that's he's making.
The Sheik.
The Sheik.
Yeah,
Sheik.
Turkey Ali Sheik.
Your Excellency.
Yeah, like it was that
Your
fight.
Excellency.
Even Eminem. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember that. That was a horrible night. Who headlined that fight?
Who cares?
Yeah, there it is. So,
Terrence Crawford.
that was Terrence Crawford's night. Yeah, it was a good fight.
They tried.
But as far as a promotion or presentation of a fight, production, it was overproduced.
Yeah.
They're doing too much.
Yep.
They got to cut.
No more rappers.
They got to put them right in between fight after like the UFC.
Yeah.
Fuck, I hate UFC,
Bring
dog.
him out. Bring him out. Bring him out.
I hate those bastards, but they got it down.
Hate them because you ain't them?
Yeah.
All right. So.
At least I admit it.
That's the only reason I hate anything. I hate
have any
Morgan
fights
Freeman
next
because
week?
I ain't Morgan Freeman.
Love
Oh,
Morgan
that's what
Freeman,
it
dog.
is. I knew it.
I knew it was
He's low-key light-skinned, too.
All right, what do we got?
Low-key light-skinned.
Nothing, no fights.
We don't got fights next week?
I'm not sure.
ESPN boxing schedule. I always forget. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be in charge of this, aren't I? I'm also supposed to post stuff, but I don't. I'm sorry.
Banana way.
I'm not sorry. I think actually Nakatani. That's on the 14th.
He just won.
That's today.
He already won. No, he lost. That's Inoue's brother,
He
right?
lost?
Yeah.
No, Junto Nakatani.
Oh, Progress fights next week or 2 weeks.
Who?
Progress
Who's that?
Yeah,
dog?
against
Reach-
Catterall.
and Kids Catterall.
Oh, that's a good fight.
Yeah, it's decent.
Mm-hmm.
On the 19th.
That's the zone.
Tim Tszyu fights on the 19th.
When is
Well, I'll watch that.
the kid that beat Tim Tszyu?
Fundora?
Yeah, when does he fight Spence?
He's supposed to fight Errol Spence. I don't know if they have the date. I think it's probably December. Because I don't see it here. Conte Sao?
Okay.
Murataya, dang. That's crazy.
Is he fighting?
Yeah.
When?
On the 2nd.
That wasn't even training, dog.
Yeah?
I don't see him training. He puts videos of just
He's probably not
He's
posting
keeping it
anything.
secret.
yeah.
He does that
He
sometimes.
looks pretty fat in the pictures though.
I would.
Yeah?
Next week, let's talk about social media and boxing, how they can work together, how they hurt and how they help.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. All right,
So
bud.
that's what we're going to talk about next week. You guys have been awesome. I think you're probably my favorite people.
Because
who
you don't
watch
say
this
nothing.
podcast. What?
Because they don't say nothing.
No, somebody shout out
Dang,
to
there's a lot of good
what
fights.
Seth came up to me. He's like, he was cracking up when he heard
Oh,
me
yeah.
say, "Oh, hi dogs" to my daughters. I was like,
Fucking Sather.
Divino is fighting Robesi.
I told you. Yeah, I didn't say it. You did. Taking credit, dog. I'm sorry.
I don't care.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit me up. Hit him up for your
Hit him
mom
up,
or
hit
tias,
him up, hit him up.
abuelas, cousins, anything you
All the
guys got for
hoes.
this vato, dog. He needs to get out of the slump, dog.
No gordo though.
He's below the Mason-Dixon. No tortas?
No tortas.
Okay, pues.
All right.
Wow, picky.
This has been a Point and Yell production.
Yeah, I think the words, but sometimes they don't come out of my mouth no good.